Hey guys, this is Hetu and welcome back to ETL Labs. In this video, we will look at one of the mini project that I have created based on request from many of you that you would like to have a real-time project and what exactly we do in testing when we have a real project, right? And when we actually work in a project, what are the testing that we need to take care? And also how does the mapping looks like, how do we run the jobs, everything we will see it here. So guys, this is not very exhaustive project, that's why I'm calling it as a mini project, but then this has enough logic that will help you to understand the next level of understanding gain. It will help you gain the another level of understanding. And believe me, if you are able to understand this, you can actually explain anything to the interviewer, okay, when it comes to explaining the projects, real-time projects, what kind of project that you have worked, and how this different transformations works, etc., and what are the different validation logic you put in, etc. Okay, so what we will do is we will divide this entire video into three sections. One is we will try to understand what is the requirement. Okay, first of all, the requirement for this particular ETL process or ETL jobs that we are going to create. Second, I have already created one ETL jobs that I will show you the mapping and everything, transformation logic, etc. And then finally we will verify whether whatever we have coded is correct or not. Okay, so we will see that the testing bit around it, right? So before running and after running the job, we will verify a few things that we will see in this session, right? So guys, all those testing that I am going to do is it is basically covering most of the aspect, and additionally we have to also do some testing around the specific transformation that we are going to use in this particular project, right? So that also I'm going to cover here. Okay, so hope you are able to understand what exactly I'm going to cover in this particular video. Yeah, so let's start then with the first section, that is the requirement. Okay, so in requirement, let's try to understand first. Okay, so we have basically two source systems. We have 1 second, guys. Hang on. Okay, so we have two source system. One is employee table, which is Oracle or RDBMS source. Okay, other one is a CSV file. Okay, this is the flat file, guys. Okay, these are the two source systems. What I am going to do, so these are the two source system which are actually coming, and as part of our process, what I have to do is I have to actually I need this. This is the output, guys. Okay, this is the target output. So what I need: employee ID, employee name, designation, department number, department name, project name, and allocation status. Okay, so if you look at here the target table, we have to first analyze, guys, what we need actually in the target. So this is how the ETL developer looks at his analysis bit, right? So what exactly he needs. So what he will do is he basically check what exactly he needs in target. So first of all, he need employee ID. He can get from employee table. He need employee name. This is also from the employee table. He also need designation. This is also from here. And then he need department number. And this is also available here. Okay. Then next one is department name. Department name he can actually find from here, guys. You see here from this particular flat file. Okay. So how he will find this one? Because he need to join these two tables, these two data sources, I would say, right? Then only he will be able to get this department name. Okay, department name. Okay, this one. So he need to join it definitely between these two, and the joining condition will be department name. You number. You see here department number here and here. These two will be the joining key. Okay. Now, what else he need? He need the project name. So project name, where he is getting? He is getting here project name, right? So this is what? This is not source system, guys. This is lookup table. Okay. So during within our mapping, we have to do the lookup. Okay, and we have to derive this particular column. Okay, project name here, right? And how we are going to derive it? Using the employee ID, basically this column, right? So I am going to have a lookup based on employee ID because employee ID is already here, right? So let's say I already have this much data already based on these two. After joining these two source systems, I already got up to here, right? I already got up to here, up to department name. Then to get the project name, I will just need this particular ID and this particular ID. I will join, I mean basically have a lookup on this, and whatever employee ID I will be finding from this project table, this is again Oracle database table, yeah. So whatever employee IDs are matching or I am able to get, I will be displaying the department name, name here, right? So you see guys, so for employee ID 1, for example here, right? Here and here you see we have both. One is here also in the source and lookup table also. Then I will get the matching project name, so which is data migration. For 2, do we have 2 here guys? No, we do not have 2. Okay, in that case what I'm going to do? I'm going to display project name as null because I did not get anything here, right? So that's why it is null. Similarly, whatever is found, that will be displayed the value here, and whatever employee ID are not found in the lookup table, that will be displayed as null. So the project name for corresponding employee will be displayed as null because they are not allocated to any project, right? This is as simple as that, guys. So these employees who are here in this project table, they are allocated to the project, and which are not found in this particular project table, which means those employees are there in the company but they are not allocated to any of the project. Okay, so for them the project name will be null because they are not allocated, right? Here null, guys, right? You see here, this will be null, this will also be null, right? So this is null, guys. Okay, now this is very interesting column. Okay, allocation status, guys. So this is the one column that I would like in my target table, but I do not find from any of this source or the lookup anywhere. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to derive this particular column. Okay, how I have to derive? Based on the department name, guys. Okay, so based on the department name, if I find the department name having some department name, then I will say allocated. Fair enough. If I do not find the project assigned to that particular employee, for example here null, in that case I will say unallocated, right? Similarly here also, if you do not find any project for this particular employee null, then it will be unallocated. Whatever projects, whatever employees are having project allocation, those will be allocation status for them will be allocated. Okay, so this is the interesting project, guys, and I hope that we will have fun when we will create it and we will see it. Okay, so hope you are able to understand the requirement, what we need actually. So the just to recap it, guys, we need these two source systems. We will okay, so let's try to analyze it. Okay, first of all, from the Informatica point of view, right? What are the things that we need? Okay, first we have to see that what exactly we need. Then only we can go to Informatica and we will code it over. What we need is we need to import these two source systems first. Okay, and this also we need to import in our source. Okay, this lookup table. Okay, project table, this three, and this is the target table. So this will be imported, employee underscore target table, this will be imported in my target schema. Okay, so now import is done. Second thing is we have to create a mapping. So in mapping, what I have to do, these two tables has to, these two source systems, right? One is CSV flat file, one is the relational database. So these two are the heterogeneous sources, guys. Okay, if you are not aware what is heterogeneous sources, please go and watch my video related to joiner condition. Okay, so if we have two source system as a heterogeneous, which means one is the database, one is a flat file. Okay, are two flat file, those are also called heterogeneous sources. Okay, so if we have two heterogeneous sources, we have to use joiner condition to join these two. Okay, if we have homogeneous, like we have two table here, let's say employee table, department table, and both are there in the same schema, then we probably don't need to use the joiner. We can use only source qualifier, and within source qualifier only we can join those two tables. Okay, but here these are the heterogeneous. Department .csv, this is flat file, and this is Oracle. So we have to use joiner. So we will use joiner transformation, and after joiner transformation, what I have to do? I have to actually use one lookup lookup transformation, guys. Lookup transformation. So what I have to do, I have to basically after joining, I will just sorry guys, some disturbance. Yeah. So what we will do is we will, after joining this, we will have a lookup based on this employee ID. Okay, to this particular project table, and then whatever match we are getting, match we are getting, uh, okay. So after that, I will actually use lookup, and after lookup we are going to put every all the lookup, I mean the output after lookup will be redirected to one expression transformation, guys. Why we need expression transformation, guys? Because we need this particular column, derivation of this particular column, right? Allocation status, because this is not coming from any of the source systems or any lookup table. Okay, this has to be derived. So we have to put certain logic that if project name is found, then you say allocated. If project name is not found, which means that is null against any employee, then you have to say unallocated. This logic we have to write, and that we can write in our expression transformation, guys. And then finally we will take one this table, right, employee table, and we will just pull all the ports to the target table. Okay, and this is how we are going to build this mapping. Hope you are able to understand. Okay, don't worry about it if you're not able to understand completely. Let's jump to the mapping, and we'll try to understand every bits there. Okay. All right, guys. So expect this project little longer, guys. I mean, because I am going to explain the whole project itself, so you expect that this session will be longer. Yeah. So let's start then. Let's go to mapping. All right, guys. So, okay, so this is what I have, okay, and this is my employee table I have imported, okay, and these are the columns that I have shown you there, and this is the flat file. You see here it is flat file, right? Okay, let me increase it little bit so that you can clearly see it, guys. Okay, all right. So you see this is the employee table, guys. Okay, employee table, and this is the department flat file that I have shown you right here. This one, right? Now, what we are going to do is we are going to 1 second. Yes. Now, when we import this two, when we pull them, these two source, basically in our mapping, source qualifier will come by default. Now, I told you to join these two heterogeneous sources. One is the Oracle table, one is the flat file. So these both are the heterogeneous sources. So we have to use the joiner here. So this is my joiner, okay? And what I need is I basically I want to join based on department number here. Here also we have department. Here also department number, and then I need the department name here, basically this one. Yeah, so let me show you. It is very simple. I think I have already explained the joiner condition before, so if you are not very sure, you just go and watch. Maybe I will put the joiner transformations video in my description box also, you can check it. All right, so here we have to just add a simple join condition, guys. Okay, here. Okay, so basically master, and we have detail. Okay, so this is the this is something a little detail about master and detail. Master and detail are, they are the what we do basically. I'll tell you. So this is concept of joiner transformation. What happens is to distinguish between these two source systems, right? One, when we pull into joiner, one of them will be the source system will be named as detailed automatically, and other will be as a master. Okay, so that is the reason it is showing as a master in detail. Now obviously we have to put a joiner condition here. So D underscore department number here equal to E underscore. So employee department number and department table department number both will be a joining condition. And guys, here we are actually putting just means equi join, right? This is equi join. Why it is equi join? I'll show you here, guys. Okay, this is something related to joiner condition, guys. So you should watch my video if you're not aware. This is very simple. So you see the join type, guys. So joiner is basically provide four different type of join condition. One is master outer, detail outer. It is like a left outer join, route outer join, and full outer join, guys. Yeah, that if you are aware about the database concepts, right? Database joins. It is very similar to that. And normal join is nothing but it is inner or equi join, guys. Okay, because we don't want data from both the tables. We want only matching rows. Okay, matching. If not matching, then I don't want them to be processed. Okay, further. So I have put here the condition, the equi-join condition. Now what will happen? Based on the department number here and based on department number here, if both of them are matching, and those rows will be taken forward into joiner condition. It means forward here, right? Okay. Now what we got, guys, here? We got employee ID, employee name, designation, department number we are getting two. Okay, so we can process further only one maybe. So if you see here, I have not used it further in the mapping forward here, right? I have taken this rather. I can take this also. It's same because I am putting the equi join, right? So doesn't matter. It will have the same value. Okay. In case you are using left outer join, right? I mean master detail, master or detail outer join, uh, then in that case only it will matter which basically department number, whether from employee or department we have to pull. That will really matter, okay, in that case. But here we are putting the equijoin, so it doesn't matter. You can pull this or that, okay. So that's why I've taken this. Now guys, what I'm going to do, I have to as part of this, up to here we are done. Okay, now we want to have a lookup based on employee ID. I want the project name also, right? So based on employee ID, I need the project name as well. So I have used the lookup condition here. So what I'm actually looking up, basically I'm looking up the project table. Okay, and project table is having what all the information it is having. It is having employee ID, p underscore employee ID, project ID, project name. So that is how, based on this two, right? So this employee ID is going, and these two are basically having equality condition here. I will show you the lookup. Okay, lookup condition. If you see here, right? Lookup table. This is the lookup table, guys, right? As I told, this is the lookup table, and these are the columns from the lookup table. So p underscore emp id is the column that need that from the lookup table need to be considered for matching or to be equated with the column from the transformation. From transformation e underscore emp id. These two should be same, okay? And emp, it is coming from here, right? Now again, this is the lookup table, and from lookup table we are actually now deriving the project name and project ID. But I am only interested to know, take the project name. Okay, so based on this employee ID, I am just putting a lookup condition, and rest of the column I am actually redirecting directly from here to, this is my expression transformation, guys. Okay, you see here, this is expression transformation, and because I want to do some derivation, this part, right? This part, right? The project allocation, etc. This project allocation status I need to derive. That's why I'm using the here expression transformation. Now guys, what I'm going to do is I'm taking some of the columns directly from here, and uh, two columns from here. Okay, I can take this employee ID directly from here also. Okay, doesn't matter, because here also we are actually taking the employee ID only, right? Employee ID, but I have taken it from here. That's fine. So employee ID, and I'm taking the project name. I am not taking project ID because project ID I don't really need in my target table, right? Do you see project ID here? No, right? We have only project name. So we need only project name from this particular lookup table. That's why I have taken only project name here. Okay. Now everything has come here in the expression transformation, guys. Okay. What will happen is all the matching employee ID will have the project, the project name basically. Project name will be populated. I will show you what exactly we are doing here. So guys, see, up to here, right? Employee ID, employee name, designation, E underscore department number, department name, project name. Up to here, we are actually getting from here, right? Some from the joiner transformation and some from two from the lookup transformation. Now what I need is, if my project, this project name, right, if it is empty, then I have to display one more column, that is allocation status. Here you see guys, right, allocation status. Allocation status should be displayed as if project is there with allocated, if there is no project assigned, then it should be unallocated. Okay, so this logic I have written here. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so up to here we are getting from direct mapping, right? And this one is a variable. I have taken this variable, and I will show you what logic I have written here. So I have written here, if project name is null, okay, if project name is null, this is something, these are the inbuilt function in Informatica guys, so you have to use, right? If project name is null, then say unallocated. If project name is appearing, I mean, in that case, if it is not null, then you have to say allocated. So this is the simple logic that we have to write it here. Okay. And what I have to do is, since this is a variable port, I have to create one more output port basically, and I have to put the variable port name here, so that whatever value I am getting it from here, this value, this particular variable is capturing this particular value, whether it is allocated or not. And the same is actually I am displaying in my output port. So output port, actually I have to connect it now. Okay, so if you see it here, sorry guys, I have to just drag it here. Hopefully you will be able to understand now. Okay, so this looks better now. Yeah. So now you see that, okay, don't worry about all these things. I think I already explained it. Now, I have output port guys, okay. So you see variable port is not actually taking it forward. That's why I have to use the output port, okay. Variable port will be working within this particular transformation only. It cannot be taken forward. So that's the reason I have to take one extra port. This I have added an extra port, and then I am putting the output that is coming in this particular variable port value, right? And this one is actually taken forward here, that is linked to allocation status. So this will tell you whether it is allocated or not allocated. Okay, and project name, here you see that project name guys. Okay, one second. It is not project name, it is project name. That's fine. I think this is coming from the table, guys. So that's why when I might have created the table, I have written project only. That's fine. No problem. So everything from here is coming, including project name. And this one is basically derived value, project allocation. And this is something I am deriving actually. This is not coming. So this is based on the logic that I have shown you in the expression transformation, right? So guys, this is what is the project, okay? Mini project that I am telling you. And now what we will do is, let's try to run this and see if we are getting the data, okay? So let me show you first data, yeah? So let me show you, I have this employee underscore project. This is the target table name. We do not have anything guys, okay. Now let me show you what is there in my source. Okay, so let's start from emp. Okay, I think I have to use the schema guys, dep. This is my source schema, okay, employee guys, okay. And I have to use okay, project is also my lookup table, yeah, so that also I'll show you. So guys, you see this is the employee table information. I think this is the same one that I have kept it here, but then yeah, I want to show you here. Now the lookup, 1 3 4 5, and then remaining will not be having 1 3 4 5. So in my target I will get everything, okay, all of this including department name. So not all of them guys, there will be okay, one second guys. Okay, so this is 10 20 and 30. They are the only three departments, okay, three departments. I'll get the data for only three departments. So 10, 20, 30. Okay, we have only three only here also, right? That's fine. I mean, so we will get everything basically, okay? So we will get all the 1 to 7 employee, okay? And then what we will get is, we will also get the project name, okay, for 1 3 4 5, and remaining employee, it will be null. And then allocation status will be okay. So allocation Let's run it and we will see that what we get is one. After that we can ensure that what we are getting here, right? So let me go to my workflow manager. So this is what the mapping that I have, the project, right? The job basically, sorry. Let me run this job, okay? Now I will go to workflow monitor and we will see that whether it is completed successfully. So, and after successful completion, we will verify the data and after that we will jump to the testing, guys, okay? Let's wait for a second. I think it will finish quickly because we have very less data because this is only for testing, right? So let me show you guys what we have loaded first in my session log. Session log will tell you how many rows are loaded basically, okay? So you see that 7 rows are loaded and we are getting from department this particular flat file 3 rows and 7 rows from employee table, and finally target table is having 7 rows, okay? All right, guys. So let's do one thing. Let's go to here. Let's try to, okay. Okay, guys. Okay, let's start from employee, sorry, employee underscore project. Okay. I'm already in target schema. That's why I don't need to put the schema name dot table. Okay, that's why. So you see there are 7 rows loaded, guys. Okay. Now, if you analyze it carefully, as I said that all the department numbers are matching here and there. That's why we have got everything, all 7 rows, okay, as part of my joining condition between these two guys, this and this, okay. Now here 1345 will have employee ID 1345 will have the project name and remaining will not have the project name, guys. So let's see. So 1 having project name, 2 doesn't have, as you I mean this is not expected anyways, right? 1 3 4 and 5, right? Correct, right? So all these 4 employees are having project allocated, and um, rest do not have any project allocated, so they are coming as null. The project name is coming as null. Now, in my logic, what I have done, if it is null, then you say unallocated, and if it is null, then you say allocated. Okay? So this is how it is working now. So guys, I think everything is working perfectly here. Let's do one thing. Let's start and go to the checks, ETL checks. Okay. So this pre-check we can anyway do before also and after also, guys. So since we have already ran the workflow, I would like to do it as part of this. Can be done like pre and post. Okay. Just to save time, we can do this even in the pre. Okay, before while the development is still is still in progress, you can still verify all these objects. They are mostly the static related checks, yeah, so that's why. Okay, guys, one second. Okay, all right. So what I'm going to do is here, okay, so let's verify this. Verify, so this will be pre and post checks, okay? We will just try to see. So first, verify the database objects creation as per mapping model, okay? So this mapping logic and everything, you will get one document, Excel document, and that's where it will be mentioned, okay? What table name and what keys, what constants, and what is the name of that particular table in the target. So in our case, guys, we have employee underscore project. This is the name of the target table, yeah. So all these things should be there basically, the table naming convention and constants and keys that you have to check. So what you can do is you can just go and you can verify uh, that these columns are there or not, okay? Employee project, okay? So in your mapping document, everything will be there, guys, okay? So now you see employee ID is there and the data type is number, employee name is there, and the size is 10, designation is there, okay? So all this data type and data size is also there. So varchar 10 size, varchar 20 size, varchar 30 size, something like that. So all this information you will be getting in your mapping document, okay? And this you have to verify even before your ETL project is ready, because this you have to verify. These are the database objects, right? And any kind of not null constraint, primary key constraint that they will be putting in, that also you have to verify. Okay, this is what I mean to say here. Okay, guys, this first thing. So this is basically checking all the database objects whether they are correct or not. They are naming following. They are following the naming convention. In column also should be following the naming convention, right? I mean, that exact column name should be there. Otherwise, you can raise a bug also for that. Yeah. So this is what we have to check. This is mostly the database and data modeling checks that you have to perform against your database. Okay. Second thing is the data size and data type. Okay. This is very, very important, guys. Okay. So this has to be verified and it should be consistent across source and target. What does it mean? I will show you. So guys, for example, I have employee ID here. Okay. Okay. For example, I will take this particular column. Employee name column is there. Let me open this. Employee name column is there. And what is the size of this particular? This is varchar. Yeah. And the size is 30, guys. Okay. Size is 30 characters. And same is 30 character here or not, we have to check. It will come by default. Okay. Employee name 30 character. It is there. Okay. Now we have to check here whether it is 30 character or not. So we have to check it here and go here and check it. Sorry, here it is 30 character. Okay. For each of the ports we have to do, guys. Okay. Now you see employee ID here also is there. Let's see what is the size. Size is again employee ID. Guys, here, 1 second. This one is double employee name. Okay. What is employee name here? Employee name is not there. Okay, sorry. It's not there here. So employee name will be here basically. Okay. Employee name is here and we have to say it is 30 characters. It is 30 characters, correct. And then data type also you should look at. Okay. So you will not see the exact data type. Okay. What Oracle will show you, because for example, you can see here it is an string, right? An string. This is the Informatica related data type. Okay, Informatica will give you inbuilt data type. This is very similar to varchar. Okay, that's why it is there. So you will not find exactly the same one. So you don't worry until so it is like a string, or if it is a number, so you can say double or is integer, etc. is there. That should be fine. But you have to see that the size should be correct only. Okay, otherwise there will be data loss. Okay, now guys. Now here also we have to check in the target. Okay. So because these are created by some DBAs, no, so they might make mistake also. Now if you see here employee name, here you see guys, this is very, very blunder that DBA has done. Let's say here they have actually, while defining this table, they have, or while creating this particular table, they have made it size as 10. You understand what is the implication of it, guys? Everything, every data which is more than 10 characters, because in source we have 30 characters, right? It is coming as a 30 character. So everything more than 10 characters, that employee name, will be truncated. Only up to 10 character will be accepting in my source table, means target table. Okay. So let's try to verify whether we have this kind of issue already or not, because I have, sorry guys. So this is what we have to see. Okay. Now let me run the employee table, guys. Okay. So I have to use HR underscore dep, and then I have to say employee table, and then I have to say here employee underscore project. Okay. All right, guys. So I don't need to give it here because I'm already in the schema. Now guys, just manually see, okay, some of the names. So now this name is more than 10 characters, Christopher Andrews, right? Now it is loaded, guys, here, but you see that there is a data truncation. After PHE, it has R and then Andrews. This complete name is there. So in source, since we have the 30 characters, it has taken the whole thing, but in target it has truncated, which is really the data loss, right? So this is what I wanted to tell you that we have to check each and every port and for the compatible data size. Okay, you can have the more data, data size in subsequent when subsequent means in the target, or maybe the uh, within the pipeline, right? As you progress, but you cannot afford to have the lower data size. Okay, that will have the truncation. Similarly, if you are having double in source, you cannot have the integer or you say number in in the target. Okay, otherwise there will be some data loss also there also, right? So this is what you have to check here basically. Okay, for all them. So this is what I mean to say. And when you check this, you will definitely find it. Okay, so this is the issue that you can find, and this is guys a bug. Okay, so you what you will do, you will just raise a log a bug, he will assign it to developer and he will take care. He might need to assign it to DBA and DBA has to correct the table again. Yeah. So this is what. So guys, sorry. So this is what we have to check as part of source and target. So this exercise we have to do for all the columns. Okay. You have to write the test cases for each of them. Okay. Now, um, third third check that you have to do is, so this guys without running even you find it. Okay, because we found it that in my target table, I mean when we actually check here, right? I mean we don't need to run the mapping, we can simply say here emp employee underscore what's that project, right? If I show you here, we found it here, right? Where is the employee name? Here it is 10. Okay, it is very visible. When I say employee HR underscore dep, I will show you the source one. Okay, so source one we will see it here. Okay, in source employee number is this one. You see that varchar 30 is there. Okay, but here it is 10. So you can make it very easily that this is something problem here in the target. We have the lower data size. Okay, so this is what you can do it as part of data compatibility check. Okay, now third one is the mapping verification, guys. Okay, so this we can run before running only. If mapping is ready, we can do certain level of checks in the mapping also. So let's go and check what exactly test we have to do it here. So first we have used the joiner condition here. Okay, so in joiner condition, we have to check here whether we in our requirement document, what is defined in our requirement document or mapping document. They are saying that it has to be equijoin. Then you have to check whether it is really equijoin or not. Equijoin means basically, guys, normal join. Okay, so here we have to check properties to say whether it is a normal join or not. If it is master join or something, then it is a bug, right? Because we are not expecting, we want only matching rows, we do not want any extra rows from any of the table. Okay, because outer join will give you the extra which are not matching also. Okay, so we do not want, we want only matching record which are having the same department table in both the source systems, right? So we have to ensure that as per requirement document, it is matching this particular join condition. Okay, this is very crucial in, this is very specific to join condition. So that's why I was telling, when I was covering some of the transformations, I was telling specific to each transformation also there are certain tests that we have to perform. Okay, and also guys, what we have to do is we have to check after this, we have to check the condition also here. By mistake, this should also not be there, right? Because you are free, you can select it. So developer can select it and he can save it also, right? Right? So this you have to check whether this is correct or not. Okay? You see here, I have put the department name, it has taken. Fine. So that is the reason, guys. Okay, this also condition also we have to check in join condition. So this is what the static checks you can do. Similarly for lookup transformation, you have to check the condition, what is the condition here, right? And okay, one more thing, guys, here in joiner condition, since uh, master and detail, these are the two source system, when actually you use the joiner condition, it will be by default taking one which will be connected first, that will be master and detail, right? That is how it will happen. So you have to ensure that where from which source system you are expecting the lower number of records, okay, lower number of data. In this case, we are actually from department this flat file. I am expecting only 3 rows, and here I am expecting 7 rows, right? I mean, this we will come to know, right? From which source system we are getting lower record, right? Low number of record. That will be considered as a master row. If you are not considering that, then your joiner will not be efficient. Okay. So this is also you have to check whether the rows which are the source system which is having lower number of record is should be marked as master. Otherwise, it will have the performance problem. So this also have to be checked in your joiner condition, joiner transformation. Okay. So these are few things that you have to look around your joiner condition. And then let's look at this lookup, right? So lookup also you have to check the condition, whether the conditions are whatever you have put in the condition, they are correct. I mean, this you can open and check it. Okay. Now coming to your this expression transformations, guys. Expression transformation also you have to check here, right? The properties ports basically, and you see that the logic that you have written here is correct or not, right? So this logic also you have to ensure that it should not be like unallocated here and unallocated here, right? Because otherwise this particular, I mean, it will allow you to write anyways whatever you want, but this also you have to ensure that the logic that they are putting in is correct. Okay. All right. So this is few things that you have to look into expression transformation, and then finally in the target, guys. So after target, you have just have to map it, and then this mapping. I mean, this is what all the things that you can check in mapping. Okay. So that's what I have mentioned here, right? Specific to each of the transformation, there are few things that you have to verify, that you have to verify before you run your mapping or before you run your job, right? Workflow. All right. So these are some of the pre ETL job checks that you can before pre ETL job run check. Yeah, before running the ETL jobs, you can check all these things. Okay. After running, guys, what exactly we have to do? We have to check all the data related things, right? So here we have actually focused more on the code, right? Infrastructure. So for example, table structure, column size, etc. We are not checking basically. So here basically we are checking, all this logic and mapping, etc. Here actually we will deal with the data, actual data that will be there, and we have to test the data in the post run check, right? This is the real difference, and this is the real testing that we have to do here. Okay. So guys, I will walk you through each of them. Okay. And these are not only exhaustive list, there may be some other list also that you can do based on your based on requirement of your project. Okay, because there are a lot of other checks also you have to provide. Okay, do so, but these are mostly covering most of the things. Okay, in the ETL world. So minus query is a very important thing that you have to check. Okay, so let's say you have missed that. Okay, this particular column. Okay, uh, and then means employee name, right? Employee name which is coming from target and source, both are in this case there is a truncation of data, right? Let's say while doing the static checks we could not spot that size, etc., then my minus query will actually get this. Okay, so how I have to run it? I have to say select MP name from employee. This is my target, guys. Okay, this is my target table. All right, I got this. Okay. Now, what is my source? Then HR underscore dep dot. Okay, and source is only employee. Yeah, this is my source, right? Now, what I will do is I will run source, sorry, target minus source. Okay, okay. So select emp underscore name from, okay, HR depth, this is my source, and employee. Now guys, I should not get the null value. Okay, I mean I should get some record if there is some problem. Okay, got it? I got Christoph, which means basically this particular name is not matching between these two tables. Okay, I will immediately come to know there is some problem with this. Okay, then after verifying manually, I will come to know there is a data truncation happen. Means some of the the characters are truncated. Okay, so this is how you can do the minus checks. And not only for this, guys, you have to check for everything. For example, I will also check. Okay, one more thing, guys, I would like to show you. Okay, so okay, fine, fine. Let me show you one more thing. So whether you noticed or not, there are few things which will not work in a minus query, so I have to check manually also, especially the columns which are basically derived, right? So what is the derived column? This allocation status, right? This is derived based on the project name. So if project name is null, then it will be unallocated, and if there is some project name, it will be allocated. So this column and value within this are is derived. But you see, very strange thing. Allocated is coming fine, but unallocated ed is missing here, right, guys? Why it is missing? It is not coming. It is again truncated. Okay. So we have to really check if there is any problem or not. So this few things here we have to check, manually. Okay, derived column. So you can pretty much run something like this. Say distinct allocated allocation status. Okay, something like that you can run. Now you see unallocated. There are two value. One is unallocated. ED is missing here. Now I will go and check my mapping, right? What is the problem with this? So if I see here port, this is coming as 30 character, right? Allocation status, which means this looks fine. Okay. I will go back here and I will check it here. What is happening? Allocation status. This is the one which is actually mapped here, right? You see that? This O underscore project allocation. This particular port is mapped to this. I need to check what is the size of this basically. So while checking, I found that the size of uh, this particular column is 10, and this is also 10. Okay, that's the reason it is coming wrong. So what I have to do, guys, I have to increase it. Let's say 20. I will say here, because that's the reason it is actually truncating. Okay, I can put whatever I need, how longer value I need, right? In that case, if I run it, okay, I'll run it later and I'll show you. So this is also, you can spot it, right? If something is getting truncated, the derived value also, you can check the size is perfect or not, because this is only taking up to 10 characters, and after that it is truncating. It is not taking. And allocated is less than 10 character. That's why it is taking everything. Okay. So this is what you can check here. Okay, guys. So minus query will tell you this also, but yeah, a minus query will not tell the derived one, because there is nothing, there is no column in the source, right? So that you cannot do. You have to check them manually using the distinct query, maybe. Yeah, something, anything you can use. Now the row count in source versus target. So this is very, very important also. We have to check. Okay. So we have to check how many rows we have got in source. Okay. Since we do not have any we do not have any um, filter, that's why we have to get everything. So 7 I am getting. Okay. If I say sorry, guys. Okay, employee, how much count is there? Okay, I mean, this is not very straightforward, guys. We have to join, we have to see that. Okay, but you can some get some rough idea. So okay, one second, select. We got 7 in source also. But yeah, I mean, this is not very straightforward, because we are actually, you see here, one second, we are actually using the join condition. There is possibility that something will be filtered out and other things. But yeah, I mean, you can still get some rough idea. Okay, the counts and other things. So this is what you have to check. Now duplicate checks at the target table. So it is very important that we check the duplicates, whether we have duplicates or not. So what I can do is I can let me, one second, guys. Okay, I will show you the table, and then we will show you whether we have duplicates or not. So these are very less records, so it is we can see it, then we can know that. But ideally, in the real time project, we have millions of record, right? We cannot, we don't know. So we have to write this query, guys, right? What is that query for duplicate? Let's say I just want to get employee ID. Okay, I want to find out whether the employee IDs are duplicate or not. Okay, and if it is duplicate, then everything is duplicate. Okay, I mean the possibility that there is a duplicate other rows. So I can just check one record here, and then I can say from employee underscore project. Very simple query, guys, right? So group by and employee ID. Okay, having a count of is greater than 1, right? So is there anything? Nothing, no row, right? Which means there is nothing duplicate. Okay. Now what I will do is I will try to run it. Okay. Maybe by the time I'm verifying it. Okay, let me show you first. Fine, no problem. Let me run it, and after that we will check this also, so that I want to show you whether duplicate is also possible or not. Okay. So let me, right guys, let me rerun it once. Okay. It has started. Okay, started. Okay. Now what will happen is everything will be duplicated, okay? Because um, we will have 17 records, okay? Because there is no primary key constraint I have defined here, right? That's the reason everything will be basically loaded here, okay? So let's see what is happening. All right, so okay, it's done quickly, so quick. Now let's run, guys, okay? You see, guys? Everything is duplicate, and it also telling how many times they are duplicate, right? Employee ID, all of them are duplicate, okay? Because the fresh set is loaded and there are now 17 rows if I show you, okay? Sorry, not 17, 14 rows, right? And everything is duplicate. For example, Robert, here also Robert, and all the row, I mean, whole record basically is duplicate, right? So this is what I want to show you. So if you do not find any rows while you run this query, this particular query, sorry, one second. If you do not find anything, then there is no duplicate. Otherwise, they are duplicate. Okay. You can also take couple more columns also. If the table is smaller, then you can take most important columns as well, and then you can put in the group by condition, and that is the best thing to do. Yeah. So that is how you can check the duplicate, whether there is duplicate in the table or not. Okay. Now, guys, what is that? Okay, null value checks. Okay, null value checks. How do we check it? So in this case, this also need a little exhaustive testing, guys. Okay, so I can just say select count star from employee underscore project. Okay, something like that I can do. I got 14. Now what I have to do from here where emp underscore id is null. I should get 0 all the time. So for all the columns, I have to check like this, okay? If they are not supposed to be null, right? So I have to check like this, and I have to say that this is not supposed to be null. I mean, in mapping only they will define whether this particular column is supposed to be null or not. If they say that this particular column is supposed to not having null, then in that case you have to run this query basically and make sure we are getting the count as 0. Okay, so for example, okay, department ID, department number, right? Here also we got 0, right? So this is how we can check, and this will be little exhaustive to check. Okay, null value check, and there will be other checks, guys. Also, you can apply, based on the transformation that you are doing. But these are the roughly some of the checks that you have to. Okay. And yeah, guys, so I think this is what I wanted to cover as part of this project, and hope you are really able to understand this. And this is something very realistic project that I have built it. I mean, this is not very small, but this is small project, yeah, which took some time for me to build it. But the whole idea was to give you some understanding how the real-time project works, right? So since we have used couple of transformation here, if you look at, we have used source qualifier. This is by default anyway there. Then we have the joiner transformation. We have used lookup transformation. We have also used the expression transformation, and then finally we have loaded into. So at least 3 to 4 transformation we have used here. Okay. So this is the mini project, guys, I wanted to tell you and explain you. I hope that this is really making sense to you, and at least you got some idea basically how the end-to-end project works, right? So uh, this is what I wanted to cover, and I will see you later with the next video, guys, soon. And until then, I would strongly suggest that if you have not watched my videos related to the transformation, so please go and watch. I think I have covered some of the transformation, not all of them, but then please go and watch there so that you will get some understanding, some ideas. Okay, so that will be helpful for you to, because in interviews they will ask, what is this transformation, what is that transformation, what are the testing that we will do specific to those transformations, etc. Right? So that will be helpful for you to crack the interview. When the moment you say that you have worked on Informatica, they will, if they have worked on Informatica, they will definitely ask you question related to mapping and questions related to transformations, right? What are the transformations that you have used and the validation logic, etc. So that's the reason, you should watch all those videos. And yeah, obviously, I mean, I seriously think that this will be helpful for you to understand and explain the projects in better way now. Yeah. So that's all for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. And yeah, one more request, guys. If you're liking my videos, because I'm going to put a lot of other content going forward. So if you're liking it and you think that this is really helping you for your interviews or for your job switch or anything, right? Whether you are able to grow your knowledge within the data warehousing space, then please do consider to subscribe it so that you can, when I upload the videos, you will get the notification. And also, we will be in touch so that whatever videos I am uploading, you will get to know, and you will hopefully you can, learn something better, something more. Yeah. Anyways, you are learning better. You can learn more and more things. Okay. So that's all, guys. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Bye.